Hello, it's Molly Reamer with Bridget's Grove and 30 Days of Goddess with a flip through video of my July daily prayer book. And a reminder that all of the printables and companions and resources and printable prayer books and videos of other flip throughs and videos for each month are available at 30daysofgoddess.com. But this is a flip through of the July prayer book. And in the front, I used a mood tracker again from Kelly Lincoln of Dancing Goddess Dolls. And I'm one of her patrons, and she makes these available to print yourself, but she also will send them out to you if you are a member. And so this time I primarily just picked solid colors. A lot of times I do sort of a stripes, and this time I did solid. These were patches that I gave away at our summer solstice group ritual this month or last month, and I decided to glue in my prayer book and Goddess Magic stickers that I'd gotten for our Patreon community. That's patreon.com/Bridget'sGrove, and I had some extras, so I stuck one of those in as well. I like to check off the words as I go. And then my moon wheel. I did not color my little extra mandala this time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This month, I spent a lot of time using some art cards from Effie Wild of Book of Days, and then I also used my own little meme sort of graphics that I've been posting every day and that I've made for the patrons. And then I'm also using this deck of affirmation cards that I got at Five Below, as well as the Cut Your Own Companion expansions for the daily practice deck. And so I used a lot of those. The word cards also come from the Cut Your Own expansions. Coloring page from Joni Ray of Tales of a Kitchen Witch that I did not actually color. A lot of the pages follow kind of a similar format this month. The summer has been particularly busy and kind of frazzling, with a lot of things breaking and stuff going wrong in a lot of ways. So exciting things are happening from a business perspective, but from a personal perspective, a lot feels like it's unraveling a little bit. And that's kind of appropriate as we do this Cauldron Month kind of time in August. Like sometimes what bubbles up out of the cauldron is not that great, and it's can be a challenge to deal with. What comes up out of the crucible can be a challenge, a time of change and choice and initiation almost. But so business-wise, things are feeling really great as a general rule, but like on a personal level, things are feeling kind of bumpy. And so my pages, I can't always put a lot into them, and a lot of them I've been doing in the evening after dinner instead of in the morning. I always write. The writing time is I hold that time just precious and sacred. The time with my prayer book in the morning is irreplaceable to me. I just was thinking this morning as I was sitting out here on the deck like this, I wish the whole day could be morning, because everything feels clear. I feel renewed. I feel inspired. I feel like I know exactly what to do next. I feel like I can listen. I feel like I know in the morning, and then the day kind of gets away from me. So anyway, my pages kind of follow like a similar feel. I'm doing a Sophia Rising class with Monette Chilson, and so that was a printout from our class. This was a prayer card that I made for our Goddess Magic community, and so I added that. I do really like using these little graphics that I've been working on, and then I pressed a hydrangea bloom from my grandma's memorial hydrangea bush. So that's real flower. That's not like a stick or anything. That's a pressed in hydrangea. This came from Amanda Fall of the Phoenix Soul. Create what heals you. And the graphic came from her and the card came from her, but I combined them. They weren't like that to begin with. Whoops. And then that, I have to laugh at myself because I really do find little bits everywhere. This background here was a little note they give you with a Walmart pickup order that says, "Thanks for making a Walmart pickup order." And I was like, I know a background to a daily meme when I see it. And I put it in there and stuck my little daily graphic in it, and it just fits perfectly. But that was really a note from the Walmart people saying thanks for ordering. And this card also is from Amanda Fall of the Phoenix Soul. Another card from Effie Wild. We're having a lot of raccoons lately, so they made an appearance on my pages. This was another book I got at Five Below, and I decided it's a journal, and I'm not going to actually use this journal because obviously I have a serious other journal, but I thought, oh, I can use it as a supply, and so I've been tearing out some of the pages. This is from a bookmark from the kids' summer reading program. Their theme was Oceans of Possibilities, and then this kind of cool, slightly creepy graphic of this little reading person with this kind of squid, like, I'm hoping it's just a flotation device and not something coming up from the deep. But I think it's really supposed to be like, her imagination is curling out from under her, but I used that. I cut that out of the bookmark too. And calendar page. This one had sea turtles at the, oh no, it didn't. Is that the sea turtle one? One of these pictures had sea turtles at the bottom. That's not the one. Some sage that I pressed from our sage. We were working on the door project, and we had to cut straw bales out of our wall, and so I kept a couple pieces of the straw, put it in there. She was going to go on the page, and then I didn't have space for her, so she ended up in the pocket instead. This is also from the Sophia Rising book by Monette, and I colored that while listening to our class that week. This is from a Wee Moon date book. Oh, this little guy, I have a funny story about him. I'm doing a spiral dance study group this year with some friends, and so we were on the chapter about the god, and as you know, I'm very comfortable with goddesses and don't really feel, it's not that I I see value to the masculine, etc., but I find that goddess is sufficient for me and that she encompasses everything, and so I don't feel like I personally need masculine images of deity or the divine in order to feel whole, balanced, and complete. I feel like goddess is enough, and then also a broad sense of the sacred is enough for me. But we were on the god, and so we were opening up ourselves up to the god and some images of the divine masculine and the horned god, etc. And I had actually found this little guy who I think is a logo for some kind of video game company or something that I just am not familiar with. I found this sticker like thrown in the trash when my big boys were cleaning their room, and I came out and saw it. It was in the recycling, really, and I saw it, and it was the day before we were doing the God chapter, and I like snatched him up and I was like, hello, here's a little God. And I went to the boys and said, like, don't you know your mom has a prayer book? Like, why would you throw away such a treasure? And they said something to the effect of, why do you want the logo from whatever company? And then they said, how did you even find that anyway? How did you even know it was in there? But there's bits of magic everywhere, and so even the God was present in the recycling on the day that we were going to spend some time with him. So I'm not sure where he came from, but he had such a very divine masculine look to me that I couldn't wait to add him to my little book. Wee Moon. Again, to this day, I went to the dentist. So I used one of the business cards to make a little prayer card insert. There's the sea turtle picture I was talking about from a calendar. Got like some detergent or something. Made it into a little card. This background's from one of the kids' Universal Yums boxes that they get with International Snack Foods. That's from Wee Moon as well. That was from a subscription box, Owl Crate Junior, that my daughter used to get. And we've been cleaning out her room too, so I did that. This is from that journal from Five Below that I was talking about. So I had kind of a moon theme to this page. This page I did a separate video about, but it pops open. It's a calendar page from a Wee Moon on the wall, and so it opens all the way up. And I was particularly delighted with this page. And some new stickers that came from Dollar Tree, actually. Another Effie Wild art card. And then it folds back in. That was quite a delight for me. This is from another Owl Crate Junior. These are actually from two different pieces, but I combined them and they actually look like they go together. Sticker from Water of Whimsy's Sticker Club. I'm one of their patrons on Patreon. This background is also from the Universal Yums crate. And then I went to the river with my friends for our spiral dance group that week, and you have to pay $2 to park, and so I kept a little hang tag from our parking, put it in my pocket. This is from Marilyn, the toy maker. I'm one of her patrons on Patreon too. I'm a low-level patron, but she does occasionally send out some little goodies to everybody, even if we're low-level people. That's a tarot card that from a deck I'm splitting up, but apparently it's kind of glued in a little bit, so I guess I'll just leave it there. I got an additional copy of the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, and so I decided to use the older one that was slightly smaller cards. I decided to use those in my book and send some out to the Goddess Magic people as well. The cover, I had an extra copy of the Sacred Traveler Oracle book, and I used it I cut up parts of it and used it in past prayer books. And then I had the cover left and I wanted to use it here too. So I made it into a little thing with a past prayer card. These kind of 3D stickers are also from Dollar Tree. Oh yeah, and I had a little bird, I think from an Audubon magazine. I got that out. Oh, I see a little bug is going across my page. Lots of feathers on this day. Wee Moon image. Graphics also from the kids' Universal Yums crate. It was from India that month. This is from Reagan, the Water of Whimsy person as well. And then I covered, this has text like thank you for being a patron kind of text, and I covered it up with some other things, but cut it out to show the sticker. This has a fold out from the Sophia Wisdom class with the 8 limbs of yoga. That was another day that I had that class, and so I worked on the page while I was listening. Another cool bookmark from the kids' reading program, Oceans of Possibilities. Another art card from Effie Wild, Book of Days. I'm one of her patrons. The raccoons are causing so much both amusement and frustration that I found this card in the kids' room when I was cleaning it up that said Nature's Bandits, and that's very apt. And then the coloring page is from Joni Ray. I did not finish coloring it, and that is okay. I also found this mermaid card in the kids' room when I was cleaning it, so I added it to my book too. This is a printed art card from Joni Ray that this was mailed out as a patron perk. So this was a coloring page that I printed. This is an actual postcard that she sent to me. This was from Chopsticks Wrappers, and then has a trumpet vine flower in it and a chicken feather. Oh, and the same day that Wish was my card, I got some art mail from Mindy Choi, who I'm one of her patrons. And in the art mail that she sent, there was little tags that said, little tickets that said Wish on them. And it was the same day that Wish was my word. So I put one in the pocket right away. That was perfect. Little extra fold out in here. This comes from Kimberly Rodriguez of Poeta Goddess, and I colored it, coloring page from her. And in the end, I had 2 extra art journal cards from Effie that I had gotten printed, and so I put them there. And then I went ahead and tucked my little miniature Summer Magic prayer book into the back, and I don't know if I'm going to glue it in or if I'm going to leave it or what, but basically, I didn't completely finish it. I was going to do some things. I was going to do some more with it, and then now I'm feeling that sense of shifting season, and so I don't really feel like working on the summer anymore, the summer little mini book. And I thought, you know what, I think I'm just going to tuck it into the July prayer book and have that be good enough. And so I haven't decided if I'm going to glue it down somewhere or put it in a pocket, etc. This Poetic Goddess as well with the Ancestral Wisdom card, and then I used one of my own Symbol Seekers cards in the back, so that was kind of my back page. And then again, my own little summer postcards as the reinforcement to the back cover. So there we are. That's July's prayer book, and I'm already working on August, which is shaping up to be another big fat book of magic and wisdom. So thank you so much for being here, and may you too make a space for the sacred in your everyday. Thank you.